All right, this is one of my few blind reports here. Well, I wouldn't say report, but retorts. There we go. Woo! Blind retorts. I was getting ready to click on my other channel and then upload this hour long or so event, but I was just about to hit my logo at the top right, and I see this. Should we colonize Venus instead of Mars? And I was going to click on it, and it's got 2.2 million views. It's a PBS upload, I believe it is. I didn't click on it. I'm not going to click on it. Because honestly, at that point, it's clickbait. That's really what it is. It's clickbait. And 2.2 million people, I mean, okay, I could give them this. They're either just curious, like, okay, what do they got to say or whatnot? But nobody's trying to think. Nobody's trying to think. And then there's some people that's not going to think in the realm that I'm thinking of. All right. So look, first of all, Mars, every 2 years, it is closer to Earth than Venus will be at any given point. That's first and foremost. However, Venus, let's just go on this real quick, okay? The things that annihilate it all is Venus' gravity is much stronger than that of Earth's. So, and the heat and pressure from atmosphere and or to ground is so high that when our rovers and whatnot land there, the heat wilts. It wilts metal. It wilts steel. It wilts it. The gravity, the intense gravity and air pressure will just crush it. All right, so you get nothing out of that. And that's within about, I think, 5 to 9 hours. And during that, it's got to get as much information from the planet to Earth. So it's got to get past an extremely dense atmosphere. So there's got to be, I think what they had to do was place some kind of satellite system so just above the planet surface or within the atmosphere of it, so that there can be sort of a leapfrog of information. It's got to be able to jump from surface to air to Earth, because I think the atmosphere, Venus atmosphere, actually distorts the transmission way too much for it to even come back as something viable. All right. Now, with that said, let's add this. Venus is so hot, so messed up in terms of what we would need, that its lakes are mercury, supposedly. Acid rain consistently. The clouds are exceedingly dense, high wind speeds, and the volcanoes, is volcanic life is so abundant that it pumps this toxic sulfur and whatnot into the air, and the atmosphere is so dense the sun blows it off. So Venus, for all we know right now, is the largest, per se, comet in our solar system. Earth every year passes through the tail of Venus. I don't know what that might do to us. I don't know what it has been doing to us, but obviously it's been doing it long before we were around, so we're adjusted to it. So there's a chance that without it, we might die. Who knows? You can't experiment on something like that. You can't block out a complete planet's atmosphere from reaching you. I mean, that's a lot. So, okay, you've got that. Then you've got Mars, who basically doesn't really have an atmosphere. There's something there. There's obviously gravity. There's obviously gravity. Water's been there. It might still be there. Who knows? But then by saying, should we colonize Venus instead of Mars? That implies that we're going to colonize Mars, or we're going to do it. But wait, maybe we should do Venus instead. Oh, like we got options. Do you want the blue pack of cards, or do you want the red pack of cards? It's clickbait. I'm just saying it's clickbait. But at the same time, I'm like, anybody that has at least a tiny bit of information or knowledge or just a thought, like, wait a minute, Venus is closer to the sun. I don't know about that. It might be hotter. If we can't stand temperatures now that are are constantly in the summertime going to be, in the mid 90s to like 110s, whereas back in the 80s they were always in the mid 80s to lower 90s. I'm just saying, we're not going to be able to handle a planet where the temperatures can soar into possibly the 200s or 300s. Just saying. We could terraform and inhabit Mars. We could do it in about 5 or 10 years, possibly, depending upon, how we want to go about it. It's possible. But are we? No, not going to happen. It's just something to keep you going. Hey, we could do it. Hey, we could do it. 10 years later, hey, we could do it. Hey, we could do it. 10 years after that, hey, we can do it. Hey, we can do it. And then 10 years after that, man, we ain't going to do it. And you got another generation, hey, we can do it. And you're like, man, just give up. And then it's going to repeat, just like everything else that we do. We try to warn, we don't listen, and then we become the warners talking to people that aren't going to listen. That's how things are going to go. So that's all I got to say right now. That's all I'm actually going to say. So this is Cedric Kennedy for Comparative Reasoning. Thank you for listening.